So welcome to chapter 1 of the DeVito book. Hopefully, if you've attended the live session, this is just a review. And if you have not, please listen to the lecture a little bit more carefully. I encourage you, though, to attend all the live sections because as we did today, we do in-class assignments and you get points for them. So this beginning chapter talks about some of the basics of interpersonal communication. It's very basic, but what I would like you to do is apply it to yourself. Ask yourself, how does this apply to me? So some essential communication skills for your career and for life in general: listening, friendliness, open-mindedness, feedback, confidence, and nonverbal communication. So just ask yourself how this, again, applies to you. And then how good are your communication skills? In the real-time class, I had them, do it on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is really good and 5 not so good. So just take a minute to rate yourself. And then maybe discuss with yourself or with someone, why did you rate your skills like that? So some of the overview is the nature of interpersonal communication, essential elements of interpersonal communication, and principles that explain how interpersonal communication works. But again, the most important piece of this class is application, because you could know all the theory and not be able to apply it. And we do a lot of this practice in class. So I actually don't need to control my anger. Everyone around me needs to control their habit of pissing me off. So how many times have we said, if only that person didn't say that, I wouldn't get angry? Well, this class is about how do you control, in a good sense, your communication skills with others. And so why study them? There's a lot of intellectual benefits and practical benefits because, as we know, no communication is totally clear. So some of these intellectual benefits are, talking with coworkers, giving or responding to a compliment, making new friends, asking for a date, communicating via text, instant messaging or email, maintaining, repairing, or ending relationships, applying for a job, giving directions, and persuading others. So the long and short of this is you want to be able to get your message across to others and accomplish, think about what are your communication goals and how can you accomplish those. And then some practical benefits. One of the big ones that quote identifies is, to be economically competitive. In other words, to get a job. The other piece I would say is working as a team. When I worked at the YWCA of Northeastern New York, I hired many people, fired a couple, but the essential ingredients, could they communicate with others and could they work as a team? If I felt they couldn't work as a team, they really did not get the job. And can't we all just get along? Well, we all know it's not quite as simple as that. So the nature of interpersonal communication, the most important, couple important pieces. So communication obviously includes verbal and nonverbal interaction between 2 or more people, interdependent people. So think about that word interdependent. That will really rise in importance once you get in your service learning working groups, because what one person does affects what another person does. So if somebody in your group doesn't do what they say they're going to do, then that will affect the whole group project. However, not to worry, because everybody gets their own individual grades. So individuals are connected and interdependent. What one person does affects the other. So intercommunication is inherently relational, takes place in a relationship. So you have to think about what is the relationship and what are the goals of the relationship. That will determine the type of communication. And how does it affect the relationship? In other words, how does what you say or do verbally and non-verbally, how does that affect the relationship? And defining the relationship. It is up to you to define the relationship. Now, we can't always control how the other person interprets it, but you can control how you come across to the other person or group. So think about, in any communication situation. How do you want to define that relationship? And it depends on how do we speak. Listen to your intonations. I didn't say you were stupid. I didn't say you were stupid. I didn't say you were stupid. So again, listen to where do you put the accent on your particular words. So the ability to speak several languages is an asset, but the ability to keep your mouth shut in any language is priceless. So I said to the real-time group, I went to a workshop once and they told me about a shelf. So pretend you have this shelf in your head, and if you feel your face going to roll your eyeballs or something crazy coming out on your face or your mouth, zip it up to the shelf. Some of us will have to empty our shelf every 5 minutes. Some of us will have to empty our shelves less. So think about that shelf. And then if you can't say something nice about a person, then don't say anything at all. In that case, I may never start talking. Okay, this is the end of part 1, so then please listen to part 2.